Chelsea are second in the Premier League, and it pains me to say they are a very, very good side. I can't stand them. I absolutely can't stand them, and they're so good. They are so good. They've just gone above Arsenal, I believe, on goal difference, beating Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge 3-0. A absolutely ridiculous finish by Cole Palmer. A good finish by Nicholas Jackson, and another goal by Enzo Fernandez. And this Chelsea side now, do we now say that they're in a title race? Do we say they can catch Liverpool? Of course, that game's on later today, but I thought it was a very, very good performance from Chelsea. And you look at their recent results, obviously drawing to Manchester United, drawing to Arsenal, beating Leicester last Saturday, beating Hydrenham in the week, and now beating Aston Villa. They're actually in a really good position now. They're only a month away from the January window where they could potentially bring in a number 9. And that's maybe all they need to really push on to the back end of the season. But I thought they were really good today. They absolutely destroyed Aston Villa. Aston Villa, 8 away games without a win, I believe it is. Or 4 away games on the bounce, lost away from home. And 8 games without a win. They're sliding down the table. I did say at the beginning of the season, I thought Villa would kind of slip off a little bit. I didn't think it'd be this bad. Make sure you go down and drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. We're less than 500 subscribers away from 32,000. So make sure you get your comments down below, like the video and subscribe. Chelsea 3, Aston Villa 0. When I saw the Chelsea lineup, which was Sanchez, Caicedo playing right back, you know, kind of reminds you of an Arteta situation where he has played Partey there before. Fofana and Cole, Cucurella, left back. I thought Cucurella was really, really good today. Did a good job on Leon Bailey, of course, got the assist for the first goal. Double pivot of Lavia and Enzo Fernandez. Neto on the right, Cole Palmer in the 10, Jadon Sancho on the left, and Nicholas Jackson. And that front three did really, really well today. I thought Lavia and Fernandez controlled things well. I thought Fernandez had a really good game. Chelsea did make a few subs. They brought on Badiashile. They brought on Felix and Nkunku, Madueke and Gusto. And they had a really good start to the game, Chelsea. They went 1-0 up, 7-8 minutes in, something like that. Cucurella puts the ball across to Jackson, who puts it in first time. I think it hit the post and went in, if I remember rightly. Martinez was obviously beaten at his near post, and Jackson opens up the scoring in this game for his 7th Premier League goal this season. Really, really good performance from Jackson. I still do think Chelsea will sign a striker at some point. I don't think Jackson is the finished article, if we're being somewhat honest. He is only 23 years of age. He's got 8 goals and 3 assists in the season, this season so far in the Premier League for Chelsea. Of course, hasn't played any Conference League games, and I think he may have played 1 game in the League Cup, which they did end up losing against Newcastle. But he has had a good season, but I just feel they need more of a complete number 9 who's got that killer instinct in the box, and that's probably why they were looking at someone like Victor Osimhen. But then again, you can't really discredit what Jackson's done this season. He has really performed. And then Chelsea get a second goal in around the 35th or 40th minute from Enzo Fernandez. An assist from Cole Palmer. Palmer runs into his stride. Fernandez takes the first touch and then kind of half volleys it past Martinez. And I think Martinez went off injured after that. I didn't really feel there was any way back for Aston Villa once they were 2-0 down. They have had a number of batterings recently. We beat them 4-1. Of course, you know, match reaction for Tottenham 1, Villa 1 will be out on Henry Wright TV, so make sure you go and check that out. But in terms of Chelsea, they, you know, 2-0 Aston Villa. They've lost to Liverpool recently. They've lost to Spurs. I think they drew with Ipswich. They also lost, they drew with Crystal Palace. They drew with Juventus. They lost to Club Bruges. They lost to Crystal Palace in the Cup. They are on a bit of a downward spiral. They're not really playing great. They were absolutely outplayed by Chelsea today. No ifs, buts or maybes. Chelsea by far were the better team. And in the second half, they made a number of changes. I thought you would see a bit of a reaction at half-time. You know, Chelsea made a number of changes. And then the third goal is an absolute bit of magic from Cole Palmer. And he needed a game like this where he got a golden assist. You know, he hasn't been himself I would say the last 3 or 4 games, he has been a little bit quiet and been criticised a lot. When the best players in and around the league and in and around the world, when they are criticised, they come out of a good performance. And Cole Palmer's finish was absolutely sublime. It was a really, really good finish. There was a short free kick played out wide to Madueke. Madueke then cut it back to Palmer. Palmer kind of like does a little shuffle, drops onto his left, and wraps it right past, was it Olsen in goal? Robin Olsen, the goalkeeper. Of course, Martinez went off. And Chelsea were 3-0 up, and that was basically all that... It could have been 4 as well. Madueke had a chance where it was blocked, or it might have been saved by Olsen, and then it come out to João Felix, who headed it over the bar. But look, Chelsea right now, they're currently sitting second in the league. They're above Arsenal. They're playing really good football, which, I hate to say. I believe they're second, or are they third? Yeah, I think they're second. Or they're joint second with Arsenal. They haven't lost a game now in a while. They're winning games both in Europe, which you'd expect, and in the league. I think the last game they lost was against Liverpool, and that was on October 20th. Since then, they've beaten, in the league, they've beaten Newcastle. They've drew with Manchester United and Arsenal. They've beaten Leicester. They've beaten Villa. And of course, they did lose in the Cup as well on the 30th of October to Newcastle. But look, they're in a strong position. They're scoring goals. They're winning games. They're performing well. They've got the third best goal difference in the league behind, I think it's Liverpool and, of course, us. But look, they're in a good position. I do think when it comes to January, they may bring in 2 other signings. And you can really see what Enzo Maresca wants. That back 4 looked really solid today. Of Colwell, he was really, really good. Cucurella, of course, got an assist. And this Chelsea side now, they're back to winning ways. It's 2 wins on the bounce, beating Leicester and Villa. And with that defence of Colwell and Fofana, I think that's Chelsea's best centre-back pairing. The right-back situation is interesting because they have got Gusto on the bench, but they did play Caicedo there. And of course, the left-back kind of picks itself in Cucurella. What's going to be interesting is in the bigger games, in the Cities, the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Spurs, which they do play us in a couple of weeks' time, are they going to play Caicedo and Lavia, Caicedo and Fernandez, Lavia and Fernandez, or Lavia and Caicedo? They've got options there, and they've got options out wide as well. You saw Nkunku come off the bench. You saw João Felix come off the bench. They've also had Mykhailo Mudryk. They've got Vega as another option on the bench, and Nkunku, Madueke. They've got so many different variations of a front three they can play. Midweek, they have got Southampton at St Mary's. I do expect Chelsea to go down there and put in a good performance. When you look at their next 4 Premier League games of Southampton away, Tottenham away, Chelsea have got a very good record at our place, and they've got Brentford at home. They will fancy their chances in every single one of those games. I think they beat Southampton and Brentford. With us, it all depends on what turns up. If it's the Tottenham side that just beat Manchester City last weekend, I think we will beat Chelsea. If it's the Tottenham side that just turned up from that 1-1 draw against Fulham, then I think Chelsea could steamroll us. We're one of the most inconsistent teams in the league. In terms of Chelsea, they are trying to get a bit more of a consistency back. In terms of the match stats, 17 shots compared to 10, 8 on target compared to 4, 65% possession against Villa's 35, 619 passes against 347, with a 90% passing accuracy. It really was a good performance from Chelsea, but they have to build on this now. They need to go down to Southampton and win, and they need to put in a good performance against us. That will be a very, very interesting game. But after that, they've got Conference League against Astana, Brentford, and then after that, they play Shamrock, then they play Everton, then they play Fulham, Ipswich, Palace, Bournemouth. They have got a relatively good run of fixtures now. The only one of the big 6 they play in their next 12 games, I think, is us. And then it gets to March where they've actually got a tough run of games. But look, Chelsea should be confident. They're winning games. They're second in the league, joint with Arsenal. And I didn't think Chelsea would be this good. I'm not going to lie. There is only, look, it's fine margins. The gap between Chelsea and, down to Tottenham, who are in 7th, is only 5 points. You know, Tottenham could end up beating Chelsea. Chelsea could draw the Southampton, and then all of a sudden we're above them. That's how fine the margins are. You know, Man United, everyone said, was absolutely down in the gutter. They're only 4 points off of top 4. I do think Man United could get top 4 now. They won 4-0 today against Everton, Ruben Amorim, getting Marcus Rashford and Joshua Zirkzee both on the score sheet. But look, Chelsea fans should be happy. They need to be stopped. I can't face these arrogant Chelsea fans finishing above us. I really, really can't. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. I am out.